So I'm here in Ottawa, and this week Parliament returns after rising for the summer. So just so you know, as a member of Parliament, we know when Parliament resumes. It's something that everybody knows, and it's pretty important if you're a member of Parliament to be attending debate and participating in the return of Parliament, which is our job. Now, Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada, and it's the week that Parliament returns after having risen for the entire summer, and he's not here. That's weird, right? So where is Justin Trudeau? Well, today Justin Trudeau is in New York City, and he's attending a meeting called Financing Ocean Solutions for People and the Planet, delivering on SDG 14. Now, I'm sure this is an important meeting, but you double think that maybe he could have taken meetings like that over the last 2.5 months? I'm just saying. Now, this is why I think Justin Trudeau is not in Ottawa for Parliament this week. And he's got his itinerary here. He's in New York, and then he's going to Japan. I think that there's really two reasons why Justin Trudeau is not in Ottawa for the return of Parliament this week. Number one, it's headlines like this. So this is from a major news article outlet, CP24. Economic stimulus should have stopped earlier to tame inflation, Bank of Canada says. And what that translates to is Justin Trudeau spent way too much, and it's actually hurt you in terms of a rising cost of living. So that is exactly the issue that Justin Trudeau does not want to be held accountable for, right? Justin Trudeau doesn't want the official opposition, now led by Pierre Poilievre, to question him on this. So he's not making himself available. And look, even if you're a Liberal voter, you should expect that the leader of your party or the Prime Minister of Canada is making himself available to Parliament to answer questions about the biggest issue facing Canada in generations. We are seeing generationally high increases in the cost of living. And after 2.5 months, he can't even make himself available for one question period for the Ocean Solutions meeting instead. I mean, again, I'm sure it's important, but I think being accountable to the public after 2.5 months on, let's say, something of relatively minor importance, I'm being sarcastic, a plan to address inflation, like where is he? Now, yesterday in question period, he put up some of his weaker ministers to answer questions that Mr. Poilievre was asking, and it didn't go well for them. There were many headlines that came out that said that essentially it didn't go well for the Liberals. But I'm not gloating over that, because we need a plan. We need a plan to address the cost of living, and Trudeau not making himself available is a big problem. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is, I think, I'm just going to put this out here, I think he's looking for another job. To not come back to Parliament as the Prime Minister of Canada after the summer, especially with a new opposition leader, it kind of says that you're over the gig. It sends a pretty strong message. I have other priorities. That's kind of what I took away that he was saying from not being here at all this week. And that's not great. And being in New York for, some of these meetings, I'm sure there's some really interesting cocktail receptions where he can network for his future career. But that doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve our country. As the Prime Minister of Canada, he should be making himself available to Parliament to answer questions and to be held to account for your benefit, right? You can't just skip out on the job. At the end of the day, Conservatives, we are going to do our job as the official opposition, and we are going to hold this government to account no matter where Trudeau is. But we live in a democracy where Canadians have the ability to speak up and say that this is not acceptable, that the Prime Minister should be around for at least one day on the week that Parliament returns to answer questions after 2.5 months. He should be making an effort for that, right? And New York is not that far away from Ottawa. He has a private aircraft at his disposal. He surely could have gotten back to take one question period this week. So share this video to make people realize that the Prime Minister of Canada did not make himself available to Parliament to answer questions on the first week that Parliament returned, after seeing months of some of the highest increases in the cost of living in this country, especially after you've got institutions like the Bank of Canada making very blunt statements about what opposition members in the Conservative Party have said for months, is that the deficit spending that's been out of control has affected your cost of living. Now, we're going to be focused, again, on ensuring that the government doesn't continue to raise taxes. You're going to hear a lot more from that from us, but he needs to be here and he needs to be held to account. And that's what we're going to be doing here today. So share this video, get the word out, help me get the word out, and we're going to get into the House of Commons and keep working hard for you. I'm not sure about Mr. Trudeau, though. Working hard for you in Ottawa. Have a great day.